Hello, I'm Alessandro and these are my top 3 favorite lenses for the Sony A7IV. These are the lenses I will normally carry around for street photography and videography. These lenses are very compact and lightweight. The most important, they are good for both video and photography, which that's the point of getting this A7IV. You want the convenience of having a very good camera and reliable for any kind of situation from photography to video. To start off, I have the Tamron 28 to 75mm f2.8. This lens is a very popular lens for everyone, and it has the reasons for that. You get a very flexible focal length from 28 to 75 that you can do basically all. You can do portrait at 75, you can do street photography with 35 and 28, you can do landscape, you can do basically everything, even do vlogging if you wanted to. The autofocus is super precise, it works super well with the Sony Alpha cameras, and also it's super sharp and the bokeh is rounded and beautiful. You can get this lens for a very good price before and now even more because they released the second generation, and yes, if you want to go for the second generation, go ahead, but you can get this one also, the previous one, for a very good price on discount. If you are not sure which lens to get for your first camera, I would say this one will be a serious recommendation because you can have it all, it's very good price, it's not super expensive, and if you want to sell it in the second-hand market, people will just buy it straight away. So you will get your money back, or at least most of it, if you don't really like it. Second in my list, I have the Sony 90mm f2.8 macro, and this lens is incredible. And yes, I'm including a macro lens in this list, and this lens is more than macro photography. You have the manual focus, which is very enjoyable to use with this kind of clutch, which you can go from autofocus to manual focus really easily and fast. But the autofocus, even though it's a macro lens, it works really well. When doing maybe portrait or when doing street photography, even though it's a bit slower, it still works well, and most of the time my subjects, they are on focus. This lens is also really good price. You can get it second hand. I got it for $450 US, which for me is a super amazing price. But you can get it for roughly $500, $600 depending on where you get it. This lens is amazing sharp. It's one of the sharpest lenses out there, and it shows when you are taking a picture of a portrait and you see the eyeballs, they look so sharp. Or maybe you are doing the small subjects from f2.8 all the way to f16, it's super sharp. And that's the reason I got this lens, and I don't regret. I never use my 85 anymore, it's always there, and I always take the 90mm with me because it's also lightweight and compact. Even though it's a bit bigger than the 85, it's still very compact because it's light. I would say this lens is something you must consider for sure. So I just swapped my lens because I was using the 24mm f1.4G Master, and this is one of my favorite lenses so far. It's super good for what I do, which is low light photography and videography. At f1.4, it's super sharp, and the autofocus works so well that even though at 1.4 it will focus on the subject you are getting. Most of the time pictures are on focus, they are sharp, and the noise levels are very low because of f1.4. You can use it extremely well for low light photography. This lens is very good because of the build quality. Of course, it's a G Master, but the feeling you get from this lens, you simply can't get it from other lenses. It's just that the 24 gives you that natural feel of view that it feels just like you are looking by yourself, especially in video. Many people don't like 24 and they prefer the 35 G Master, but I got this one because if you get the Sony Alpha, you get the APS-C mode or the Super 35, and when you press that, you basically get the 35 also, so you can get the 24 and 35 in one lens, especially in the Sony A7IV. So yeah, this lens is one of my favorites. I did so many stuff with this lens, in video especially, but also photography, and I would seriously recommend it. It's a bit expensive, around $1,000, $1,200 US. I got it on discount, I was quite lucky, but I would seriously consider, especially if you are looking for only one G Master, because they are quite expensive. But this lens is amazing, and look at how small it is. It's a very tiny lens and very light and very good quality. So I love this lens. So well, those are the lenses I recommend. I will probably buy again if I had a new camera. They are lightweight, they are compact, they are not super expensive, especially the Tamron and the 90mm. And you can do many stuff, going up from 24 all the way to 75. If you take advantage of the Super 35, there is so many stuff you can do with these lenses. You can even go to that telephoto look in the 28-75 when you press the Super 35. I didn't include my other lenses because some of them are a bit heavier, some of them I barely use them, I only use for special occasions, so I wouldn't take them for traveling or those kind of situations. So I hope this video is useful to you, I hope you like it, and well, hope to see you in the next one.